So yeah, yesterday you guys wanted me to alcohol ink with y'all. And I've been working on a lot of inks lately. So I'm gonna ink with you guys. This one is a work in progress that I'll put somewhere. Bless you, my bee. What's up, TG? I'm working on a bit smaller of a size this evening because Jeff just finished cooking dinner and I'm starving. What's up? What's up, everybody? So, yes, you have to let it set. On the grill should have a timer.
Oh, like set it on, leave it in there?
No, but let it rest for 5 minutes. So, this is the most recent one I have been working on. And I'm really digging the alcohol ink doodles. It's like my version of like Zen art, I guess. Love it. So I'm gonna do one with you guys so you can see what my process is in case it'll help you guys. Promise it won't be a long one. Should I do black and pink or my rainbow colors? What do you guys think? I have both. No, they've been asleep. I have both options with me. Hey guys, hey, hi, how are ya?
What's up?
That's Jeff's foot. Rainbow. Love that you guys love a rainbow like I do. Okay, so let's get started. Hey, Bug.
Let's show them that piece real quick. I haven't shown anybody that piece yet.
What piece? This one.
That one.
Okay. Okay. Jeff wants to show you guys this piece before we get started. I love it. What do you guys think of this?
It's basically a test piece. For some reason, I just saw a piece of artwork behind, like this stencil, basically. So I put like a wash down, let it dry, put the stencil down, and then painted the image over it. Took the stencil off, and then did the dragon over it. But I do know that the hexagons need to be a lot bigger for what I was going for. I wanted it to look more like an accent, not like that the honeycombs or the hexagons make the picture, if that makes any sense. But I'm gonna do a much larger one on like a 18 by 36. The dragon will be different, I'm sure, but I just thought I'd show y'all.
It's a good thing Shane and JJ aren't in here right now because they'd be bidding over that piece. Possibly even Clara, but Clara's down at Rhonda's.
Yeah, I'm thinking this big. Like, I think it should be. I'm sure they can hear, baby. Now it's in my face. Like, just imagine a piece this big with the image behind it. Like, the other ones were like this big.
Wait, so this big of a piece or like the whole roll big of a piece?
Well, I'll probably make them like this big of a piece. Like if it was a piece this size.
So this size piece?
Yes.
Okay.
I just got some really big 24 by 10 foot stencil paper.
Or finer like mesh, yeah. I think it looks like pixelated, so that's like a super fun thing in my opinion. Anyways, let's get the party started. So I'm going to start with 91% isopropyl alcohol. And if you guys seen me do any amount of inks on my channel before, you know that my first step is always to just put alcohol down. And like with all of the styles of art that I do, sorry, temporary Ritterhoff, I couldn't see where my ink was. Like all styles of art that I personally do, I kind of let the colors tell me what they're trying to do, and then I go with that. I don't try to force it into any particular style. I'm gonna add a couple drops of black as well. And then I add more alcohol to kind of get the colors moving together. And I'm going to use an embossing gun to start drying everything and to move the colors around a bit. Now I'm arting on a very heavy Yupo-like paper. It may actually be Yupo. I got it from our fairy art mother, Judy. So thank you, Judy, for the awesome paper. And I'm pretty sure she got them from blick.com. If you're in the market for large-scale Yupo. I always end up dabbing some of the alcohol out because I use a lot and you don't actually need that much. So if you notice, I'm not drying everything fully in the areas that I'm working on. I'm kind of working in kind of blocks. Because when Yupo, even the heavy Yupo, starts to heat up, it'll start curling and warping, which is fine. The heavy Yupo will go back down. It'll unwarp itself, so to speak. So a lot of these areas I'm just going to let it kind of dry on its own so I don't have too many harsh lines. So now I'm just trying to get everything moved to where I want it, moved to where the colors are blending nice. But this spot right here is going to end up being a really horrible color of orange if I don't do something about it. But I might leave it also. No, I don't prep the paper at all. You can also use like a photo paper. It just needs to be glossy. That is the main criteria. Because you don't want it to be any kind of absorbent. You don't want the inks to soak in. So, yeah, so my process is to kind of just dry the inks. I don't try to manipulate them too much one way or another in terms of design for this kind of process that I'm working on right now. I just kind of dry them as they are, and then I will draw on it based on kind of what it's done on its own. Just darken this area. Also, don't be afraid of using black. I know it's kind of an abrasive color, but it can really add some nice dimension into a piece. In my opinion, anyways. Alright, I'm going to let that area dry up on its own, and we're going to start arting down in this area. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of some of the black. Also dabbing out some of the inks with a rag will leave a texture that's kind of a natural-ish stipple kind of look. And that's something you can tie into your doodles as well if you decide to be a doodle bug. More than likely, this area of black will just fill in, which is fine. It may not, actually. So I'm hoping that's not too much black just in one area, because this is kind of a faded black. But I'm just going to let it be for now, and then we'll see kind of what it decides to do. I'm going to fade it just a little bit more. Just because I don't want a big void, because it's not going to be balanced. That'll work. Whew. Never too much black. I know, Vamp, I know. So this is going to be our starting point. This is going to be what we base the whole flow of the piece on. And I always start my doodles. Actually, I try to clean up if I have anything that's kind of going rogue. I try to clean those spots up first. And then I'll decide on the bigger pieces. So in the other ones that I showed you guys, I had a big flower that I started with. And so that is what I will start this piece with. I think that if you start with the bigger shapes, it's easier. I don't know if that's accurate. I think that it may be just opinion based, but either way, whether it's fact or my opinion, that's what I'm going to go with. And there's my pen. Okay, so let's see, where are we going to add our first big flower? I think I'm just going to add it right here because it's already a big void anyways. So you can look up references for flowers online, or you can just make up your own. I didn't make this up. I kind of did some research and picked a flower that I just kind of liked. It doesn't have to be like ultra detailed. This one's actually not going to have that many petals. I think I'm going to change this to where this petal comes in and that one is just behind. I always advise drawing out your flowers with a pencil, but not always necessary. And then I'm going to use some Posca pens. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what colors I'm using. So the pink that is in there is a Copic Crimson RV29. The blue that's in there is a Copic Refill Duck Blue. I still understand that, but it's one of my favorite blues to use. It's so versatile. But it's BG49. And then the yellow is a Blick Studio Marker Refill. Canary Yellow 014. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of markers are alcohol based. So for example, Sharpies, Castile marker, I don't know if it is. So I could draw out with these and then add alcohol to it, and it would kind of reactivate them and make them moldable, movable. You know what I mean. Words are hard. So then I just line my flowers with the Posca marker. And then for the center, I've been just drawing circles because I don't know. And it seems to have been working for me, so that is what I'm going to advise. Something simple, yeah? Yeah. That marker seems to be running out, so I'm going to break out a medium Posca pen to give kind of a little bit more depth to my black lines. Maybe make some of them indicative of a fold in the flower, like this. So I'm gonna make this a fold. I don't know if I can, if you guys can see me, but I'll find out in 10 seconds. That is when my camera will catch up. Oh, you guys could see that. So, yes, it was a year ago today that we lost our baby Moo. And I'm just arting my way through it today. So then where the folds are like these, I just kind of bring them down with a skinnier marker. And you guys can leave your flowers blank. You don't have to. I know.
What is it, Bowie?
I don't know if you guys could hear Bowie barking. Yes, I am using Posca markers. So meow, this is where we're at. That's a good beginner flower, but I feel like it needs to be longer right there. So I'm gonna take my this. There's not a whole lot I can do other than just thicken the line. To kind of elongate the shape a little bit. And if you're gonna do that, you have to do it in a couple more areas. or else it'll look a little bit weird. Off balance. There. So I get my Posca markers online. Just make sure that they're, well, you don't have to make sure. So these ones with, I don't know if you guys can see, the not English writing on them are apparently knockoffs, and then the ones that have English on them are real. So just be advised. Right, Vamp? I'm working on that, actually, Evelyn. We're working on carrying them. So in the other piece that I did, I was working on kind of a design that Vamp was like, that makes me want to do alcohol inks. And that is crazy because Vamp's not usually into alcohol inks, but she's into art, but sometimes not alcohol inks. And so I'm going to show you guys what that is. Oh yeah, Amazon has them. I think I have them linked down in my description box. And then, yeah, you can get them from craft stores as well. So I just made a little mixture of the blue or aqua alcohol ink and a whole bunch of alcohol. And I've decided that this is the area that I'm going to do this design. And so I'm just going to take a paintbrush. This is the Fine Touch round number 6 paintbrush. And I'm just going to essentially blend all of this out. All of that. Whichever way I'm going to make this form, I'm just going to blend all of that out. Maybe we'll bring it all the way up over here. All right. And I'm going to try to scoot the ink and alcohol to the edge so that I have kind of an outline. Like this. It's okay if it's kind of muddy or kind of streaky. Doesn't really matter. But I'm going to let that dry on its own because I don't want the embossing gun to make any lines in it. I'm just going to let it live. And while that's drying, I'm just going to rinse off this brush. And I think we're going to put another one of those right here, but we're going to change the color to, what is this, yellow? Sounds good. We're going to make a yellow one. So just like before, I'm going to put some alcohol with a few drops of yellow. And I didn't fully rinse off my brush, so it's kind of a greenish-y yellow, but that's okay. And we're just going to make one of those right here. There's not really an area that we have to hollow out like we just did. So we're just going to make that shape here. Just like that. And I'm actually going to swoop my brush along the edge to pick up some of that dark color that's right here and bring it in so that I get that dark outline look. Because eyeliner is important, even if it's on a doodle. Okay. I feel like I should zoom you guys in more. Okay. Now, we've got this. We got 2 areas that we're going to work on. Alcohol ink that's 91% dries really fast, so this is already good to go. I think we're going to make this one yellow and blue. So to start, I'm going to use just clear alcohol on the tip of my brush and just add some dots. You don't want to put them too close together because then they'll run into each other and won't look like dots anymore. Which I'm sure I'm going to do, so I'll be able to demonstrate to you guys what that looks like. I love that alcohol ink does this. So even though it's clear alcohol, I don't know. So even though it's clear alcohol, it's dispersing, yeah. It's starting to push too much, and so it's getting into, because these are actually hole drips. Anyways, I'll fix them in a minute. So I love this about alcohol inks, that you can drop them into, you can drop clear alcohol into an area that has just a little bit of ink on it, and it'll disperse and just give it an outline. And so, thank you, Gina Summers. So I'm going to let that dry, and while that's drying, I think we're going to do red dots up here. So alcohol. I'm adding a little bit more alcohol in this first color that we're dropping in. Once your dots stop moving and dispersing outwards, you can add more dots, because they won't combine at that point. They'll just push ink around each other, which is also fun. Okay. I'm going to add a drop of red. Well, that was 2 drops, my bad. And we're going to do that same thing up here on this one. I'm not making circles, I'm just dropping the alcohol ink that has just a drop or 2 of color in it. I'm just touching it to the surface and letting just what liquids do make the circles. Well, some circles are tint and then they just don't. So that circle's a little bit drunk apparently. And I don't go back for more of the alcohol and colorant every time I'm going to add a dot, because as the alcohol drips off of your paintbrush and onto the piece, there's less alcohol ink on your paintbrush, obviously, so the size of your dots are going to get smaller, and so it gives a variance that looks really neat. In my opinion, anyways. I could be just weird. That's also likely. Drop in dots, exactly. Hey, Jessica in London, how are things over there? I still want to come visit London super bad. One day. It's on my bucket list. So I don't know if I'm going to finish this whole piece with you guys on the live. I'm just going to show you all the techniques that I'm going to use to finish it. And then, I mean, hopefully I can finish it with you guys. Depends on how hungry I get between now and the end. It's always good to have more than one of these things that you're working on so that while the dots on one are drying, you can work on the other. It doesn't look too much like a disease, does it? I think the colors are fun. But what do you guys think? So, there's the blue one where I put drops that are too big. And then the red one. You can see what it looks like when you put the drips too big or too close. They kind of run into each other. And that's not cute, so I'll have to fix it. This one isn't so bad, so I may leave it. I'm sorry my nails look so decrepit. Okay, let's move back over to the blue. I need to rinse off my brush. All right. So, do I want to add more blue? Maybe we'll add some gray. I have this gray mixed up from earlier. I'm going mostly in between the blue dots, but if you want to go into the existing dots, it is not a problem. Just, again, don't get them too close because then they'll run into each other and it just won't look cute. When you choose colors for doing this, you just want to make sure that the colors you choose, if they should mix together, would make it a fun color. I wouldn't do like purple and yellow like this because odds of them turning into not cute are greater than, say, a blue and a yellow. Oh, thank you, Gina. Right. I'm not sure if I want to do anything else to this one. I think I like it being kind of negative space dots instead of the overlapping dots that I have down here. But I'm going to add a couple drips of yellow to our existing yellow and alcohol mixture. And just put like a couple of more opaque yellow dots in there. Because while I'm a fan of negative space, I still want there to be depth of tone. And that's just where you have kind of the same color, but in different intensities of the color. I hope that makes sense. I think I may have Erica e-scienced that. You guys don't know, e-science is kind of my inside dialogue justification of why things are the way they are. And sometimes I try to explain it out loud to you guys, and sometimes it makes sense. Many times it does not. But we can all just write it off as an e-science explanation. Just, you know, as a team, as a fam. Ew, that looks so fun. Okay, I'm happy we did this. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry a bit, then I'll show you. And then while that's drying, we can add some stuff to this guy. I think I'm gonna add kind of just more intense blue. I'm kind of just gonna put the blue directly from the refill onto my paintbrush and kind of dot along the outside edge. Because again, eyeliner is always the thing. I'm just doing little stipply dots all the way down and along the outside. Now I'm going to go back with the... Ugh! I accidentally just splattered, but you know what? I'm a fan of the splatter. I'm going to add some of the gray dots into that blue liner that we had, and that's going to kind of meld or blend the stark liner that we just added into the design as a whole. I'm going to bring some of those dots down because inevitably, as I'm putting down the gray color into this dark teal, I'm picking up color because that's just alcohol inks. And you can go back and do this a million times and it'll just keep evolving and giving you depth. On the one that I did that gave Vamp some inspiration, I did really translucent, like clear, and then I built it up one drop at a time and faded it backwards. I'll show you guys that piece later if I remember. Bye, Donna. I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for stopping in. That was way too big of a drop, but that's okay. All right. Loving those. So this is what we're looking like right now. And I feel like I want to add something. I'm going to add, where's my pencil? I have everything on display and still can't find it. There it is. Let's add, I'm going to add some gold. Little gold circles on these lines that I just added. So for this, I'm using a Pen Touch gold marker. These are the best gold that I found to use, but be advised that if you don't use all of it right away, it'll kind of dry up on you, and the nibs are really hard to switch out. And it's just not a good time. It's not a fun time once the nibs dry out. So I don't know if they're ever going to change that or fix it or amend it, but that would be awesome if they did. I mean, if they don't, I'm probably still going to use them because it's the best gold paint marker that I've found. I like to do these in like graduating sizes, or sizes that go from small to big or big to small. Small to big is graduating, that's right. But it's art and it's a doodle, so it's whatever you feel like you want to do with your artwork. That's fun. I think I'm gonna do just the same size on this one. It's always good to have something going while something's drying. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here. Just working on other things while the alcohol ink areas are drying. And then this pen takes a while to dry as well, so just never wasting time, I guess, is key. If I were taking my time doing this, I would be using a stencil for these circles. Because it's always nice to have uniform anything that you're doing. But that's okay. All right. Ugh, almost spilled something. But that's what the gold looks like. It's going to take a couple minutes to dry for that for sure. Our red and yellow, our blue and gray. Let's see, what other thing? Okay, Bowie, that's fine, that's enough. Let's see. Okay.
Bowie.
Hello, Sherry. Made it to live. Hey, Steve. Well, I'm glad you're here. Another black Posca thing? I think so too. But also, I want to add something else here. I haven't decided what, but I have apparently decided it's going to go in that formation. I'm going to take a skinnier pen touch. This one's actually already started to go out on me, so that's exciting. Let's do just a shape. I always try to draw out with a pencil first, even if it's just a line to give me a direction. I think it helps. It helps me anyways. I don't know what these little doodads are called, but they've made it into my last couple of pieces. We'll finish those up. As soon as the piece dries a little bit. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of, I don't know what I call this. It reminds me of like hanging grapes, but it's definitely not what it is, but it just reminds me of what it is. And I think we should do it maybe not right there. Maybe right here under this awesome doodad. So I'm going to take a darker color. In this instance, it's going to be gray. And kind of dot down in the area that I'm going to add this shape, design, texture. I don't know. And this is just going to give me a darker kind of background for the other colors I'm going to use to play off of. But I'm not sure what color I should do there. Maybe blue. So while that's still wet, I'm going to just drop on some of the blue that we have already mixed up, the blue and alcohol mixture. And I'm just going to let that dry. And then I think I'm going to add, I don't know what here, but this kind of design I'm not feeling. So, oh yeah, I was going to show you guys that your Sharpies are alcohol based. So let's just hollow out an area. I'm just going to clear out a blob using clear alcohol. And you can wipe it up if you want to with a rag. When you use Yupo paper or paper that's not porous at all, you should be able to clean off anything. Unless you put it directly on there without alcohol, then it may stain. But typically you should be able to pull it off. So the blue kind of faded here, so I'm going to add some more. And it's not looking like much now in this area, but this is one of my favorite things to do with alcohol ink, so just follow along on this one. All right, now that's dry. Let's do some pink circles. This is a stencil I use. Hey Gail, how are you doing? I'm just gonna put some polka dots in here. The fun thing about doodling is that it doesn't have to look like anything. You can stop whenever you want to, or you can just keep going for forever. That did not make a circle. Let's try that again. The gold is not a Posca. Sorry, I missed that. It is a Pen Touch. And if I can find where I set it down. Oh, here it is. It's by Pen Touch. You can find them on Amazon. I think we have them linked down in the description box. If you click the Amazon store that we have, it lists everything that we use on the channel that we don't carry in our shop. Should anyways. I don't really have to even use a stencil for these because I'm going to add alcohol to them and kind of blur them and mess them up anyways. But I want you guys to see that you can use a stencil and you can use Sharpies to create colors that maybe you don't have in alcohol inks. I know a lot of people have put their Sharpies in like a cup of alcohol and gotten all the colorant out. I have not. I don't have that kind of time. And also I'll forget as soon as I'm, thinking about something else. But I know people have done it. It is possible. If you want to try that, by all means. Those are cute dots. I'm going to let that dry and come back up here and probably pick up a yellow. We'll do yellow. And drop yellow into that once I make it actually yellow instead of not diluted yellow. Hey, Susan. So if I miss a question, if the mods miss a question and you have questions, feel free to reach out, leave a comment, shoot me a message on our website, and even if it's not resin related, if it's something that I have any idea how to do at all whatsoever, I am happy to help. Okay. So now all these are dry. Let's just put a translucent blue in here. And that'll make these bad boys purple. See how the pink is getting picked up? Okay, so my pinky's clean. I'm touching all the red. Nothing. I think that's super cool that you can reactivate Sharpies. But I specifically use red because it does stain no matter what kind of paper you're using. So knowing that, even if I kind of scrub the area a little bit, those little faint polka dots are going to be seen in there. So super pumped about that. So I'm going to add some drops of our more opaque blue into this pink that is basically Sharpie ink. And then I'm going to let that set, and it's going to just make its own design. Au naturel. What else? Let's outline these bad boys while we're waiting. Make sure your gold is dry before trying to draw over them because it's not fun to draw over wet gold, and it's not easy to fix if you should happen to mess up it. Yes, I said mess up it. What else can we add to these? I need to add another one of them. Ugh. A little bit too much gold came out, but it'll be all right. It's kind of fun. You can just put a shape down and then add to it and add to it and add to it. So that's what our alcohol ink hybrid area looks like. This piece is coming out. Digging it. I feel like I need to lighten up this guy. So I'm gonna drop more yellow into it. Until it does what I want it to. Can you rejuvenate the gold pen? No, it is permanent. My pleasure, TG. So, what else do we want to do on this piece? I also learned how to make a marble kind of look with alcohol ink. So I'm just trying to figure out if there's a spot in here for me to show you. Maybe we'll just do that right here because this kind of isn't doing anything. It isn't doing anything for me anyways. Black Posca center bottom. Yeah, we could do that. So I'm going to wake up this area with some clear. Well, it was clear. Now it is not a cute color. That's okay. This looks like a good little blob to show you guys that trick. So now that it's full of alcohol, I'm gonna wipe it up. I'm not trying to get all of it off. Just enough to where, actually that looks kind of like a kidney bean. So let's just bring it down this area as well. Yep. So that also looks like an interesting shape. Can you guys even see that? Maybe not. Love that little girl. Should send it to Rhonda. This is the hardest part about adding alcohol after the fact, is making it look cohesive and fluid with the piece as it currently is. Okay. Now we're gonna add blue. I tried to pull the red up so it wouldn't make a weird dark purple. That's not fun. All right. Blue, blue, blue. So now what I learned was you have a dark exterior and all this going on the inside, you can run your brush along the edge to get some of the dark color and then bring that up into the piece and create a fault line. But you have to work kind of quickly on this because once your alcohol dries, then you're going to have to add more. To make it fluid again, and adding more alcohol is always risking that what you have down existing is gonna shift. So you kind of have to work fast. I'm just trying to pick up some color from the outside edge and bring it in. Right now I'm just trying to make this outside edge look not the way it does. So I'm kind of pushing with my paintbrush to give it an irregular edge. So this is my new way to create alcohol ink marble, and I think I'm going to do a video exclusively on doing this, but like in a bigger piece. This again is a design that you don't want to have it dry with a heat gun or anything like that, because it'll give it not sorry, I'm trying to think and art at the same time, and it doesn't always work for me. So you want it to have a really fluid design. So you want to keep it inked. You want to keep it on the wetter side. Let's see. Don't be afraid of turning your substrate around. If you try to pull ink and it doesn't move, then it's already dry. You just have to wet it a bit. Add some more alcohol ink. Sorry, I'm not chatting much. I'm trying to make sure this looks amazing for you guys. Voila! It's still wet, but marble. Yeah, I'm a fan of the wash look for sure. Ooh, sorry. Can never figure out when it's in frame. I'm trying. Anyway, so then that's how you create a stone look. And now that you have your big shapes, you can go in and just fill in everything else you wanted to have in there. I think we should put another little flower down here. So let's do just a little one. Maybe an upside down one. Would that make sense? Yeah, it'll be fine. Thanks, y'all. Let's do a little flower down here. Where's my this? And so you want to do this the same way you did everything else. And I hope you guys give it a shot. I love working with alcohol inks. Anytime you can find a medium that relaxes you, especially on stressful days, you should do it. Even if, let's say, you don't think you're that good at it or whatever, just do it. Let's say I was the world's worst alcohol inker, which I may be. I would still want to do it because it's relaxing. Very relaxing to me. I think I want to put some gold dots in my center of my flowers. Judy! Let's see. Let's just add some thicknesses. Maybe we'll leave this flower as kind of a negative space, just solid white. Just add some thickness to the outer areas. Judy, I bet you could have made something easily as colorful as this piece. I was gonna leave it negative, but I needed some directional lines since it's upside down. So this up here is not doing what I want it to do. So I'm going to force it to do what I want it to do by taking the clear alcohol ink and this little, I don't know what it's called. It's just something that I had some of, but this one came from Beauty, and it's a little thing you can use to draw on with alcohol onto alcohol, I guess. I don't know what else it would be. You could probably just use like a Q-tip or a stiff bristled brush. But I'm just going to hollow out areas in this to brighten it up. Just rubbing little circles into it to pull up the alcohol. It's one of the frustrating things about alcohol inks, and also one of the great things about it is you can just add alcohol and it'll come right up. But sometimes you don't want it to move. And so that's kind of scary and frustrating. Oh, thank you, Carol. Each and every one of you guys watching are fully capable of doing a piece like this. Fully capable. All right, that's better. That's better. Where's this? I feel like I want to make these pencil lines gold dotted. And I was right. Like it even better now. Do, 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 do. There we go. Do you guys like that better? I think so too. But I also think I need something else. I'm going to take a white Posca. And add a white dot in here. I'm not sure why. I just want to. That's the beauty of doodling, is you don't have to have a reason. Because I wanna is reason enough. So, I think that that's good for right now. Jeff cooked dinner and it smells amazing. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up of what this piece looks like. So these are these little dudes. Then this is where we drew on with the pink alcohol ink and put blue over it. This is where I showed you guys how to do marble with alcohol. This is where we stippled up all that black with the rag, so it just gave a little bit of a texture. Focus. It's the first one of these, I guess, sea fans that we did. Thank you, Joe. With the blue and the gray and then the dark outline. The gradient dots. Thank you, Evelyn. That guy, I guess it's another sea fan. I'm still gonna have to rework this. And then the first flower that we did. I think it needs some work. I need to tie this in better. It's kind of just sitting there, whereas that one looks like it's supposed to be there. So I'm going to bring some of this down on either side, I believe, but not right now. Also, because Bowie likes to lay on any of my artwork, I had to put down a whole piece of Yupo paper just for him. Also, when I art just because I want to, I always art on the floor. So this is where I've been the last couple days, including Bowie, of course, in front of one of his fans. It's right there. Hi, Bobo. Hi, my precious boy. So these are the other ones that I've done recently. Have not finished this one. Have not finished this one. This is done the same way, but with just gray. See, that's what that was supposed to look like. Hi, Jerry. And then the first one that I did is not that one. That was a mess up. But I'm still working on finishing all of these that I'm showing you guys. Well, Clements, I am so happy to see you here as well. So as you can see, you can do any number of kinds of doodle to make the piece your own. If any of these interest you, they are available, and I'm trying to sell everything. So hit me up if you're interested in any of these. And I know I love the gray and pink too. I'll be finishing that one, doing more gray and pinks. I'll probably do a large size like what Bowie's laying on. Obviously not that one because Bowie would be sad if I took his that. Are you wagging your tail or are you just in the wind? Are you wagging your tail or are you just in the wind? Which one? Are you just being cute? I know it, my big boy. It's just my big boy. Oh, it's my big boy. He's keeping me occupied since we lost Cujo, and it's his anniversary. Need some baby kisses. All right, you guys, I'm going to go eat dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video and you were inspired, learned something, or otherwise entertained. And Judy, I won't tell. Thank you guys so much for watching. The inks can fade. You risk inks fading just because of the nature of inks. But if you get good quality inks, you seal it in with a really good archival spray. And then I usually coat with resin. I won't coat these with resin, but I will seal them in with an archival spray. And you keep them out of direct sunlight, then they shouldn't fade. Just don't leave them in direct sunlight all day, every day. Make sure you seal them in and don't buy cheap alcohol inks. Then they should last forever and ever. Okay. Hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you so much for watching and seeing what I'm up to today. I will see you guys tomorrow for another live. And if you decide to try this technique or style out, please tag us, #ATD, and I want to see it. If you have any questions, hit me up on our anything. I'm happy to answer. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, our website, text, etc., email. And I'll get back to him as soon as I can. Oh, or Vamp will, because she is my director of communications. And so, yeah, y'all have a great evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. I guess Jeff is otherwise occupied. Anyways, be kind to one another because you never know what someone's going through. And always remember that we do the test so you don't have to. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. I said bye.